So, some of y'all caught the live show where I gave out my new contact email. If you missed that, it's teamrobb123@gmail.com. I told people they could hit me up on there, right? Now, a few people caught that, and I'm getting messages about relationships, okay? Not saying I have a problem with messages about relationships or people wanting advice, as it were, right? But I do need people to understand the type of advice you're gonna get from me. I had a brother hit me up, and he was telling me about, him and his girl been in this relationship for some years, and she be coming at him and going in on his ass and shit like that. This is not rare. Back when I used to do Just Ask Rob, I got messages like this, right? And, he lays it out. She be going in on him and all this shit. And my question was, well, is your sanity worth the relationship? Right? Because if you decide that it's not, if it's not something that feeds you or makes you happy, then you need to cut ties. Once you give the opportunity to cut ties. He messaged me back and said, man, that's hardcore. Let me tell y'all something about me, all right? I have a different idea of relationships than most other people, all right? Most people tie their entire existence, whether their life is good or bad, on whether they're in a relationship or not, whether they're married or not. I don't do that. Again, I can advise on a personal level with you based on the information you give, which a lot of time the information is skewed. It's one-sided because I'm getting messages from one person. But either way, I'm not the type that's going to try to tell you to stay in a bad situation if it's not feeding your soul. I'm not going to do that. I don't give a damn. We talk about relationships, marriage, even friendships. I'm not going to do that. It's not that I'm hardcore. It's that I've looked out here in reality and seen that people are in relationships that make them sad. And I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't agree with that even. Putting yourself through excessive amounts of stress, pain, depression even, I don't agree with that. Okay, if it's not fulfilling you, get out of there. I don't give a damn if it's been 15 years. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at the timestamps. Many of us do this. And it's still very impressive to me that we have issues so much involving relationships, and our happiness is built around this. Mine isn't. I'm not going to advise you from a place where mine is. I'm not married, okay? I've never been married. I've counseled married people. I've given advice to married couples, people in relationships. I've always done it. I would argue that at some point in our lives, many of us have done this type of work. If you've got friends that got problems in their relationships, people are going to bring those problems. They want to hear outside opinions and shit like that. I've never been the type to hear some shit, and because somebody is my friend, I'm going to side with them if I'm hearing some bullshit. I'm not that type of friend either. Okay? So understand, when you come to me for advice, or when you want my opinion about your situation, I'm not going to side with you if you want some bullshit. Because I had somebody hit me up with a message like that. They on some bullshit. They got mad at me because I saw like, hey, motherfucker, you want some bullshit. I'm going to tell you that if you want some bullshit. I'm not going to just side with you because you're the one sending the email. Not going to happen. Okay? I'm not going to berate you. I'm not going to degrade you. But I'm not going to just side with you if you on some bullshit. Not going to happen. Understand that if you decide to send me some messages about your relationships, or you not being in a relationship, and getting some of those. I want to be in a relationship. I can't find nobody. Everybody be having this issue. It's the same. Been the same for, I can't find nobody that's on the same level as me. I can't find nobody that's, has the same ideas of relationship as I do. I'm going to tell you, if that's important to you, then you need to either keep looking, if that's something that you're going to keep looking for, or stop looking. Chill. Relax. Focus on other things. I'm not the type that believes your entire self-value, self-worth is tied into your ability to be in a relationship. That's not who I am. I understand that there are people making big money tying people's existence or value into whether or not they can be in a relationship or not, when the actual truth is a lot of people need to sit their asses down. You don't need to be in a relationship. You don't need to be involved with nobody that way. You just don't. You gotta know your strengths and weaknesses, right? I understand my strengths and weaknesses, and thus I don't be out here pursuing, trying to be on nobody or nothing like that. I don't do all of that. Somebody decide they fuck with me, cool. Come fuck with me, have a seat. Okay? So understand the type of advice you're gonna get when you come into me. I don't want you to believe that you're gonna get some soft shit. I don't want you to believe that I'm gonna tie your value into your ability to be in a relationship. If you're dealing with somebody with a fucked up attitude and you can't seem to calm it down, the person can't seem to fuck with you. And a lot of times we think this is just women doing this. No. That's not what it is. A lot of times men even have bad attitudes, right? A lot of people don't want to acknowledge this because we've made women the face of bad attitudes, and particularly black women are the face of bad attitude. A lot of times men have bad attitudes as well because they bring life and the hardships of life, they bring that into their relationships and they take it out on the closest person to them. This happens. Not just women having a bad attitude. Okay? So we gotta be real about this. A lot of people can't acknowledge themselves in a lot of situations. It makes it hard to advise people who can't do this. So I'm not gonna tell you not to bring your relationship problems to me, whatever they are, issues to me. Not gonna tell you not to. I'm gonna tell you if you come into me, you're gonna get real talk. Okay? I need people to understand that. Shout out to the people that's been hitting me up who trust me with this information. Who trust that I may have a word for. Who trust that I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The people that come to me for me not to sugarcoat it. And I'm actually surprised at some of the people who expected me to sugarcoat it. Who expected me to side with just them. So they're getting a little bit mad in their responses. And that's fine too. That's not the first time it's happened. Again, this is online shit. This is email shit. I've dealt with this in reality. I've had people get mad at me in real life. Because I don't look at life the same way a lot of people do. I'm not tying my existence into the love of a woman. I don't do that. Okay? And don't expect that from me. It's not going to happen. I'll be more concerned with the connection you have with your children. Are you loving them? Are they loving you? I'll be more concerned with that than I am with you, being in a relationship. A lot of y'all are even in relationships, forcing yourself together, putting your kids in dysfunctional situations because you're trying to be together. And you see it's not working, but you're still just forcing through it. A lot of people having problems with, a woman looking at them as a leader. You can't make nobody look at you. If she don't respect you as a leader, get up out of there. If a man's not respecting the effort you're putting in to be with him, get out of there. It just is what it is, y'all. We gotta stop wasting time. That's one of the biggest problems we have. The more time you waste, the more bitter you become. I promise you. That's how it works. The more time you waste, the more bitter you're gonna become. It just is what it is. We waste too much time out here. And after we get to a certain age, just wasting time becomes you wasting life. It becomes bigger than just the time. Time you can't get back. But understand, you're wasting your life. You're wasting life force. A lot of us just want to have sex. Make that be known. Let that be known. That's what you want. Stop acting like you want a relationship when you know you don't. The ins and outs and the things that come in relationships. A lot of us don't want that. The things that are expected in relationships. A lot of us don't want that. We act like we do because we like the consistent sex. We like somebody to talk to. So we act like we want to be in full-blown relationships. Relationships comes with ups and downs. Y'all, they just do. Some of y'all accept more downs than I would. A lot of y'all accept more dysfunction than I would. A lot of y'all believe that arguing and not getting along is a part of a relationship. We talk about that here. I don't believe in that stuff. So I'm not going to advise you from the perspective that I do believe in that. You see what I'm saying? I don't believe in that shit. All this arguing, fighting, and nitpicking, and being what y'all call petty, like y'all think that's cute. I don't believe in any of that. That's what puts me on the outside a lot of times. Because I don't think that stuff is normal. I don't think it's okay to exist that way. That puts me on the outside. Because most people do think these things are normal. And I'm not telling you not to change how you look at the relationships or whatever. If that's successful for you, for me, no. So understand when you come into me, this the mentality I have. I don't look at relationships that way. I don't look at marriages that way. To where marriages is the cure-all for every situation. No. There are a lot of people that are miserably married. Just miserable. Just there, being miserable, and got somebody to be miserable with them. And that may be all they need. But I don't agree with that. I'm not going to advise you from that perspective. A lot of people have people believing that if you can just get married, that's the status. No, it's not. If you can develop a friendship with the person that you love, with the person that you're romantically involved with, if you can develop a friendship with them, that's the goal, in my opinion. So a lot of us, we're going to have different views when it comes to relationships. The society has normalized a lot of things as it pertains to relationships. As it pertains to mating. As it pertains to courting, dating, talking, whatever y'all call it these days. And a lot of us, what I notice is we're not being true to ourselves. We're not being true to ourselves. We're not really willing to do or do the actual correcting of ourselves to be acceptable in a relationship. And a lot of us believe that relationship's supposed to be work. Another idea that I disagree with. The work should be done before the relationship even starts. Before the marriage starts, the work should be done. Because a lot of times what you'll do when you're working inside of this relationship, by the time you get to the end of that, you got resentment for this person. A lot of behaviors that we have are not conducive to problem solving. They're just not. A lot of people lash out. A lot of people are abusive, verbally abusive. That's not conducive to a healthy relationship, in my opinion. Again, everybody has their own. But understand, if you come into me with this stuff, this is mine. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. It is what it is. Not to devalue you, not to undermine you, not to demean you, but I'm going to keep it real with you. Okay? You need to be ready for that if you come into me. And be ready to listen to the advice. Many people want to hear advice, don't want to listen to the advice. Don't y'all hate that? I can't be the only one. Want to hear advice, don't want to listen to the advice. Be open to listen to the advice and apply the advice if you're wanting the advice. That means everything you're doing ain't working. Well, try this. You didn't try everything else, try this. Okay? Again, we have to understand it's going to be black folk. So I might as well just say black folk. Black folk. You got to understand, in your relationship, communication speaks to a lot of the issues. A lot of people don't know how to communicate until they're mad. It's not until they mad, they want to go in, that's when they all of a sudden they communicate now. Now you learn about everything and get on their nerves, and you're being bombarded with it in the wrong tone. It's a frustrated tone, it's an aggravated tone. A lot of us don't know how to communicate until we're mad. A lot of us complain too much. Too much, always a problem. Never no calm, never no okay, always a problem. Those are the people you gotta let go sometimes. So just again, understand, if you're coming to me, if you're wanting my advice, this is the perspective that I come from. I've created my own ideas about relationships and the validity of them as it pertains to your self-value, as it pertains to your self-worth. Okay? Understand that. I appreciate the messages. I do. But understand this. If you want to hit me up, you can. Team Rob B123 at gmail.com. If you want me to make a video about your situation, I will. I will always ask you first. Some people actually prompt me to do that. Make a video about it, put the word out. I'll do that. If you want live advice based on your situation, I got you. But be ready to hear it. I know these videos probably won't be popular because my opinions about relationships aren't necessarily popular. They're not the norm. But if you're tired of the norm, and if you can see the norm, it'd be some bullshit out here a lot of times. If you're tired of that, I got you. I'll advise you best I can, give you the information that you give me. I'm going to have questions for you. Your honesty is appreciated. I understand that we operate to where we perfect and we're always victims in relationships. It doesn't matter who I'm hearing it from. Everybody perfect. That ain't going to help. It's not going to help. If you expecting perfect, that's not going to help you. You're not going to find a relationship like that. Not going to be perfect. Okay? It is what it is. If you perfect and you looking for somebody else perfect, I'm sorry. You might as well have a seat. Okay? That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to frame that, make people understand that. And y'all hit me up if you want to, if you feel the need to. And it don't just have to be about relationships. Again, this is what people be hitting me up about. Again, I'm not a guru. I'm not claiming to be one. Not claiming to be no relationship coach or nothing. I'm a life coach. I'm a peace coach. Okay? Anything you want to hit me up about, you can. Team Rob B123 at gmail.com. It will also be pinned to the comment at the top. That email address, if you want to hit me up or inquire or anything, it'll be there. All right, mad love. Shout out to Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. I'm out.